Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do an update energy reading for BI, Hanbin, former member and leader of Icon. I had read for him in the past. I had read his relationship with the boys, with Icon members. And since you know this about this possible sentence for him, about what he has been accused of, and all the trial and all this process, it's very exhausting to look at that. It's very like draining emotionally. So I wanted to do this tarot reading to honor a bit his energy and to see what energy available he does have for his future, and to see a bit what the cards have to say about his situation. So remember, let's be respectful, let's be open-minded, and just connect with the message that is delivered today. So I remember BI's energy. He is Libra Sun with the moon in Pisces. So about the substance abuse, it's not that actually Pisces it's like one of the traits that you have to be astrologically to be prone, or to be like more prone to take this kind of activity to deal with stress in everyday life. But since it's ruled by Neptune, it does sometimes give you this kind of necessity of you sometimes evading yourself from the world and the responsibilities and everything that is going on around you, that you feel like it's too overwhelming. Like I said in other readings, when you have like a water moon, that the moon rules your inner world and your intimate world, you know, the side of you that no one sees, because like everyone sees mostly the traits of our sun sign. So in the case that he is a Libra, obviously Libra always has this need to keep everything in balance, to be fair. They are really good leaders. They do have a very charismatic attitude. They are great artists. They are very they seem very harmonized. But when you have a water moon, when you have a moon in Pisces, sometimes reality can turn a bit too much for you. So if I have to see a bit of his energy, definitely I can see here this tendency of wanting to avoid probably the pressure of always having to be the responsible one, or always having to be in charge of a lot of tasks, a lot of responsibilities, a lot of hours of hard work and the creative process, and you being really judgy with yourself, or you being really hard on yourself, you know, trying to be perfect and trying to fulfill everyone's wishes and everyone's perception of you. You know, you just don't want to let people down, or you don't want to disappoint people. So then at the end, you end up like evading yourself, or finding these kinds of activities that actually allows you to get out of that moment of feeling stuck, or feeling stressed, or feeling smothered, you know, feeling like you have no way out. So let's be very very mindful and very respectful to his energy, because definitely I can see that he had been dealing with a lot in these years. So let's see what the cards have to say about this. He got the World, Four of Wands, a Knight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Devil. And then I pull out an extra card from the symbol on tarot. Then I will explain later what this means. Let's start with the tarot. So starting with the World, it's it's some kind of good news in the sense that there's a chance that after this announcement of the charges and stuff, like finally this cycle will be coming to an end for him. Probably they had been in this process of waiting for an update or waiting for a final resolution. So I think that he's going to meet a bit of joy and peace to his soul once this is over. I think that the most stressful part of this is the exposure. It's having to deal with this issue and having to be constantly remembered by the public and by these kinds of audiences and stuff. It's like it always there to remind him that he made a mistake, or that this is something that is going to impact his life or his image for a long time. So I think that the best would be to wait for this resolution that is going to come to an end. So I don't know about the sentence, but I do see that probably here with the fourth ones, it could probably be like a bit more flexible than actually what they had announced. That I think that the lawyers or someone asked for 3 years, which I think that it's ridiculous, but well, law. So probably I can see him like getting like a better deal for him. Nevertheless, they are going to still be checking on him and his behavior and his lifestyle, and probably they're going to send him to some kind of rehabilitation center, or some kind of, they're going like to put him in some kind of program where they can keep an eye on his evolution, or maybe how he's doing with his lifestyle, if he is how he's living, what are his routines, because it's like they want to school him, like they want him to go through this kind of course, or this kind of it sounds like a rehabilitation center or something like that, but it's more like a school. It's somewhere where you go to be lectured, to be like it's not even psychological. It's more like where you go to this place for someone to be, quote unquote, teaching you to be a better citizen or something like that. I'm sorry that I cannot find the right term, because there are a few words in English that are a bit hard for me to remember right now, but they will be like trying to educate him, to deal with this kind of addictions that he had in the past, because we see that this Knight of Pentacles and this Page of Pentacles, they are looking at the Devil card, and we know that the Devil card, it attributes, it has a meaning that it represents sometimes addictions, and sometimes it represents to have some kind of attachments to certain things that are not good for you. So I think that they will put him in some kind of probation or something like that, where they can watch over him, where they can watch his behavior, how he's behaving, how he's living, so he will not be like 100% free. I don't think he will be like in prison or something like that, because I don't see like prison here. I don't see like reclusion or something like that, but I do see them like very very concerned about keeping an eye on him, and being like, okay, you want to, you say you are committed to live a better life. Okay, we are going to follow you and we're going to accompany you through this process to see if you are doing or if you are living as you say that you want to, if you are really interested in getting your life together like you say, if you really want to be rehabilitated, because definitely they have like a very negative view about these kinds of abuse. I think that there's a lot of like patronizing here. It's like, of course, that doing drugs or some kind of addiction is not something that you should be proud of, or that people are going to applaud you, but I think that this definitely is showing me that somehow people around him or the society in themselves, they are really like being really condescending to his person, to be like almost like seeing him like the devil, like, oh, like you are condemned, like you are going to hell or something like that, when actually he's just a human, he's just a young man that had been through a lot, and that he has his reasons to do what he did, and that I think that instead of asking him who he was associating with and who provide these things for him, maybe they should like talk to him about what led him to this, but what led him to choose this kind of way out, because it's not that he had too much free time and he was just like, I'm bored, I want to do something. No, definitely he had some issue, some kind of wound, some kind of void, some kind of like an inner, he was struggling with his own persona, and somehow he got caught up in this. And like I mentioned before, this is not to glorify, not justify his actions. Of course that he has to take responsibility, but I think that to be like, to see him as the devil here, like just for being like a broken person, it's like I don't understand why this kind of perception, of being like, I think that it's very hypocrite, to be like looking at him and pointing at him and being like, oh, look what he did, look the mistakes he made, look the choices he made, as if they were perfect themselves. Because yes, probably like, yes, drugs are forbidden in Korea, but they do have an addiction to, as a society, an addiction to be all the time on social media and being and being there like typing these kinds of opinions and words that could potentially kill people, or at least that can influence others to hurt themselves in the process. So I think that it's like, if it's easier to see someone famous make a mistake, and being like, oh, this is so serious, I cannot believe it. And it's like, you are not seeing what you are doing with your life. Like, come on, a little bit of insight, a little bit of like self-awareness. Like it's like they just want, like I said in the reading that I did for Lucas scandal. They just want like this piece of meat or this celebrity to talk about and to talk bad about that person, just at least for a week, and then next week they move on to the next. It's like nobody's safe. Nobody that is on the spotlight or that is a celebrity is safe, because haters are going to find them, and are going to be like examining. I don't know if you can see these cards, the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, are like holding this coin, and they are like examining this person that they perceived as evil. They are like observing it, like obsessing over it, like studying it to its full detail. They are just like, they have this strong desire to be like, yes, I caught you. Like, oh yes, I knew you were bad. I knew you were a bad influence. I knew you were guilty. They are like just hungry to have someone that they can like point their fingers at, and being like, oh, like having this kind of visceral reaction, like, oh, I knew it, like, and they talk about it, and they just feed themselves with that energy. And then the card that came out from the Symbolon Tarot, it's the card of Actor. So the card of Actor definitely talks about what it's like to be an idol, and sometimes what it's like, because this card talks about the energies of, it's a combination of energy between Gemini and Leo. So it's like when you are really good with words, when you are really good looking, when you have all these abilities and all these traits that makes you ideal to be in the spotlight. So yes, you are worship. Yes, when you are shining, where you are talking, everyone is listening to your words, and everyone is like adoring you, like worshiping you. But then one day you say the wrong thing, or you do something that they consider that is wrong, and that same audience that loves you and worships you like a god, they just like an idol, they just like destroy you. So this card talks about, what do you do with yourself, with your own identity, if you cannot no longer be in that place of privilege, or in that place where you are treated like a god. So this card is very deep, because it talks about, who are you backstage? Who are you behind the scenes? Who are you when the lights go out? Who are you when you are no longer famous? Who are you when you don't have any fans? Like, it's time for you to use this situation or this fall to figure out who you really are. Because these days of glory are very far away. And now it's time for you to remove that mask and show yourself and speak up. And sometimes it means, this card talks about pride and talks about how it is necessary for you to keep your head high. Like, and I think that in his case, it has to do with the fact that, I think that this is something that we have been discussing for a few days now, about idols apologizing continuously about their life and personal choices. They are all the time apologizing. They are all the time keeping their heads down. Like, no, like this card is like this Gemini and Leo energy is like hold your head up high. Like don't make yourself feel small. Tell your truth because it's necessary, because since Gemini here, it talks about you gaining confidence in your words. Speak your truth, but bow to no one. Like in his case, I think that it has to do with the fact that yes, you can apologize. You can say that you are sorry that this has happened to you. But at the same time, don't give your power to others. Don't let others ridicule you. Stand strong. Not in a prideful way, but just remember who you are. Don't let other people determine who you are, what your identity is, and what you are made of. It's like don't let them take that away from you. Don't let them decide your destiny. Because yes, he is facing consequences, but at the same time, it's like don't let them take everything from you. Keep a little bit of dignity that you have wholly close to your heart. Like, apologize for your past actions, but don't apologize for being who you are. Because people that love you and people that know you, they definitely know who you are. And I'm not an icon fan. I'm not an icon fan, so I don't know much about the boys. So I don't know them. But from what I can see is that, especially in the case of Hanbin, in the case of BI, I feel a lot of pain in this guy's energy. Thank God I don't see cards that indicate that actually he is going through some kind of depression. I think that he wants to set himself free from all this. But what I think that it's not easy is to change the public's perception, because they are like fixated. They just want to point their fingers at him. So probably this could leave him feeling a bit vulnerable, to other people's view of him. But this is why this actor card is here. It's like, and we know that you're hurt, we know that you feel sorry, but don't let them humiliate you. Don't let them humiliate you. Don't let them take away your dignity. Hold your head up high. So yes, guys, this is all I have for him. I definitely think that that I hope actually that this cycle could be over soon, because I think that I don't know. I saw a small clip of actually some people talking about this whole process of waiting for a sentence, and about his father, like talking about his son, and being really sad and crying. And it's just so heartbreaking. I don't know. It's so intense. It's so, let's just pray, and let's just hope that they will find the closure that they need. And of course that he, like I said, that there has to be some kind of consequence, of course, but I don't think it's the kind of consequence that they were they were wanting him to be this like 3 year sentence. Like, it's too much. But well, so guys, this is all I have for him. So thank you so much for being here as always. Bye.